The Hammond Library was the scene. Well, this happens every week this time of year. A cooking class given by Second Harvest Food Bank. They're based in New Orleans, and one of those on hand is Kate McDonald. And boy, we can see these ladies are completely occupied. They ignore the TV cameras because the subject was important to everybody. It's food.
I mean, food is universal. Everyone needs to eat. So we're here talking about how to eat healthy food that tastes good on a budget. So three things that are kind of hard to combine, but we have figured out a way to make that all happen. So
Also, we're hearing some really practical advice about how to shop and
yes.
what to do in a supermarket.
Right, so in our fifth class, we're going to the grocery store to do a guided nutrition tour through the store, practice some of those things we've been learning in class about reading labels and comparing prices, and practicing all of those things that we've learned in the grocery store.
We see a lot of accoutrements from a kitchen that are on display here. What's going to happen later on? Is there going to be some actual cooking going on?
Yes, so all of these classes are hands-on. It's not a cooking demonstration. We all participate in cooking, and actually today we're learning about how to cook something without using a recipe and using just things you have on hand and making something really nice.
Well, it's a pretty elaborate setup that's been produced here in the library.
So we're a traveling kitchen. We don't always have to teach in an actual kitchen. So we bring everything with us, and all of the food and all of the equipment, and we can set up right here in the library.
So there have been so many of these programs here, especially at the Hammond Library where we are now. I mean, it's a weekly thing.
Right, so it's a 6-week class for 2 hours each week. We've got about 22 people in the class, so it's a full house.
How does this fit in with the mission of the Second Harvest Food Bank?
I mean, our mission is to end hunger in Louisiana, and this is one of the best ways to end hunger systemically.
One of the things that always kind of gets my goat is when people contest the fact that there's still hunger in America, and especially in Louisiana where there's obviously still hunger.
Yes, 1 in 5 children in Louisiana is susceptible to hunger. They're insecure, so that means they don't know where their food is coming from the next meal.
And a lot of families, I mean, they're in disarray. Maybe it's a single family, a single parent family.
So a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet, and Second Harvest is there to make sure that they have access to those foods and also the education to know what to do with what they have.
What have the classes been like here at the Hammond Library? We could certainly see a lot of participation from the audience.
It's been incredible. I love the Hammond community. We have so many people that are interested in being in the classes. We've got 22 people that are here in our class, and we have a long waiting list, so we know that we have people interested.
So before you go, I mean, I'm going to get some free advice. Give
Sure.
us some of the tips that you're giving to homemakers today.
Sure. So something that we're talking about today is, as I said, what to do with using what you have in your pantry already. So we're talking a lot about meal planning and straying away from a recipe. So we're actually looking at how to make a stir fry or even just a regular pasta dish and using a rubric rather than a recipe. So knowing that you need to have a base, which is a whole grain, a protein, and we need to have a sauce, which we have some really easy sauce recipes. But knowing too that you can kind of flow in and out of what you use is something that a lot of people don't realize when they don't cook very often, that you can actually sub in ingredients. So that's what we're talking about. We're also talking about whole grains and why they're important. Whole grains are what your brain works on, so we need to eat them, and so we're trying to figure out how we can eat them and make them taste good.
So how can a person get more information?
So you can call my number, which you'll see on the screen, and my email address. We are doing classes all over southern Louisiana. Second Harvest serves 23 parishes from the Texas border to the Mississippi border, all along coastal Louisiana. So we're always looking for new places to host these classes, and you can always call the Hammond Library and get on that waiting list because we'll probably be having another one soon.
Well, Katie Moore with the library is having a great time here at the cooking class that's going on with the Second Harvest Food Bank, and not what you would expect from them and not what you would expect at a library.
Absolutely not. I mean, they're taking such initiative, and the Hammond, population community was just so overwhelmed with, coming in. They loved it. It was just a great response. We couldn't believe it. Within a day, it was booked, and we had people on the waiting list. So it was great feedback from it.
So we're painting the picture of just how wonderful this cooking class is. What do you say to all the people who, well, they'd like to come, but there's no room?
I know that's unfortunate, but we're hoping to come. They're hoping to come in the spring. We're hoping to have them in the spring, but they also have a website, cookingmatters.org, that people can go and check out. They have recipes, videos, so a little bit of a taste of what they're doing in the actual classes.
Plus, if a person calls the library, I mean, the way it works, if there's a lot of interest in having a cooking class, I'm sure that Barry Bradford will find a way to do it again.
Yes, that is exactly what we're planning on doing. We definitely want to have them back for sure.
Meantime, it's that time of year. School will be here before you know it, but there's a lot of excitement still about the summer reading program.
Yes, absolutely. We have one more performer, Magic Mitch, that's coming next week, 20th through the 22nd. And then we're going to, the next week, have our awards show. So it's ending and we're very sad, but we still have one more performer. And then on our awards ceremony, we'll have food, we'll have cakes, and then prizes. And we'll also do our giveaways for, all of the age ranges.
So for parents who are pulling their hair out trying to figure out what to do with the kids this summer, there's still time. All you have to do is show up at a library.
Yes, exactly. Like I said, Magic Mitch will be here 20th through the 22nd. Please come out and see him. It'll be fabulous. Again, we'll have other nutritional programs like My Plate. That's Friday at 4:30 at the Hammond branch, and that ends on the 31st. So we still have adult programming, but also, in our regular story times, that kind of thing. So come out. We have things for 6 to 36-month-old babies, Read to Me program, all the way up until adult programming.